Alright, another RKJ Vlog. Got the day off. Let's see where we're starting off at. Actually did this video yesterday, like 30 minutes in. My son called and ruined it. So when that happens, I just start the video over. Alright, my first topic. I need to call this seed planting sessions. I got about 5 topics I want to cover per video, about 5 minutes each. And, I'll go on little tangents just to plant seeds, because I'm trying to, I'm trying to store up treasure for heaven. I'm trying to win souls for heaven. I really am. And the kingdom of darkness does not like that. Understand, I have paid penalties just for Facebook posts and YouTube videos. I ain't out here I'm not using any real gifts from the Holy Spirit. But yet, even I stopped because my spirit guide said she didn't want me to do it. Straight up. I was doing a video, and the video just shut off, and I asked her, like, dude, do you want me doing these videos? Because this is a lot easier for me just staying out the galactic fight between Satan and Jesus, man. Because, like, with me, it's different, bro. Like, they want to come at me. Like, it's like Joe Button said, like, a couple weeks ago. Royce the 5'9" told him, like, bro, 1,000,000 people can say one thing. If you say the same thing that 1,000,000 people say, it's different. And I'm one of them people. When I talk, it's different. And it sucks, but I wish it wasn't like that. But I can say the same thing 1,000,000,000 people say, and they'll be fine. Let me say the same thing, and it's like even this Illuminati stuff, it's like all the lots fell on me. It did. People have been talking about this stuff for thousands of years. God's been working through people to expose the synagogue of Satan, which is not just Jews. You hear synagogue, you think of Jews. No. But yeah, it's like I talk about it, all of a sudden, oh, Ryan, all the lots just fell on me. Like, yo, you're the problem. It's always been like that for me, no matter what. I just want peace. I don't disrespect people, and trouble just finds me. And my son asked me, like, Dad, why you just don't leave your room? It's like, son, it's a lot easier for me in this room. Because I just can't interact with people, bro. I just can't even talk to them. Because it's like, it's just different when I say stuff, So let's get to it. My first topic, mythological creatures. My bad, the camera. But in the Bible, the Lord has been wanting me to read the book of Isaiah for a long time. And if you read it, it talks about things that, our ancestors talked about, but we cannot see today. It speaks of satyrs, unicorns, dragons, serpents of fire in the air, which I've seen videos of those, but I've never seen these satyrs or unicorns, But I did have a dragon hiss at me, I believe. It was some type of giant reptilian creature. I cast it out of somebody. That's like, I've only did a couple of gifts of the Holy Spirit, which are accessible today, not just the first century church. That's why I don't know what's going on with the church, man, because y'all all sitting in church, y'all all talking about the Bible, but I don't see, like, any gifts of the Holy Spirit being willed against the kingdom of darkness. None. There's a whole bunch of talk. But I spoke about this in my last video. One thing about the spirit world, we don't know what's spiritual and what's physical. Like a unicorn, that may be a spiritual creature, which means you have to have spiritual awareness to see it. I believe one reason why our ancestors all over the world could see spiritual things or supernatural things is because they believed in it, which a lot of people today, it's the natural world, the scientific world, and that's it. And I'm telling you, the natural and scientific worlds are on a collision course with the spirit world. Not the kingdom of light, but the kingdom of darkness. And I talked about that in my last video, how they going to show up, I believe, as something looking better than humans. But let's get back to these creatures. Like, yeah, I believe I had a dragon hiss at me, you know, and I couldn't see it, but I froze in fear. One of the most scariest moments in my life. Only 2 times in my life have I felt true fear, and it's been both from the spirit world doing something to me. Yeah, but read the book of Isaiah. You know, the book of Revelations is one thing, and so is Daniel. But, you know, the Greeks, the Japanese, people all over the world, they talk about not the same types of supernatural creatures, but different types. But our ancestors talk about it. And that's one thing I wish people would like wake back up to is the spirit world. Because when you say you are an atheist, that's basically what to me you're saying you don't believe in the spirit world at all. Well, what I notice about a lot of unbelievers of all faiths, they are very drawn to the Christian faith, even if they think they're against it, which they are not to think they're against it, but even if they are against it, they are drawn to our faith. And that's because our faith is the true faith of the creator of all. You'll never hear me glorify God other than Jesus Christ. You know, there's no other gods, and I'm not going to get into the other gods because a lot of y'all don't even know. You know, even God, they said it's a Christian nation, man. This is not, it never has been a Christian nation. It's even more so now. Even more so now. People care about how they look to man. They don't care about how they look to God. They don't. But yeah, the book of Isaiah talks about unicorns and satyrs. People read that and call my religion the faith that saved me from unrighteousness folklore. And that's not right. Just because you cannot see something does not mean it's there. I want to say this again. The kingdom of darkness takes complete advantage that mankind, because they do not see it, it does not exist. And they'll be right in the room with you, working on you, doing all types of stuff to you, and you think it's just you. All your thoughts are not your own. And remember what the Apostle Paul said, because I go through this too. When you are doing something you do not really want to do, but you're doing it, maybe it's not you doing it, but the sin inside you, that grievous curse. It's a very devious curse. I can hear my sin. And I love I can because I can work against it. 99% of y'all cannot. I can hear every sinful thought, every judgment of my heart. And I'm happy and I keep my mouth closed. You know, people say I'm quiet, you know. It's just I keep my mouth closed. Words are very powerful. You know, some people believe words are spells. I believe, you know, you gotta write a spell. But I don't believe every word's a spell, but some people believe that words are spells. Like you got to speak stuff into existence. So let's get to our next topic, loving sin unto death and loving death. I want to talk about the drill movement for a minute, man. It's like y'all loving death. And I'm listening to Maul on the Joe Budden podcast. He's from New York. Y'all talking about y'all dead enemies and making fun of them. It's like, to me, that is very twisted. I don't understand. I will not understand how you can be fine mocking the dead. You can be fine with that. It's like, it's very disturbing to me. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, hold up. There's a song by FBG Duck called Dead Bitches. And you know, I restrict my videos from kids. My videos are not for children. I don't believe religion is for children. I don't. I believe that's a choice you make when you're an adult. But yeah, it's a song. He's just disrespecting these dead people. I've never heard a song like that in my life. And, my sin liked it. I will say that. The evil inside me liked it. It did disturb me. I'm listening to Hotep Jesus talk on Hope. I forgot he has Hotep Been Told You. He has his uncle on there. His uncle's talking about that drill music. He's like, I can't listen to it. It's demonic. It is. It is. It is. I even accused some of those rappers of recording the music and casting a spell on a USB. I do. Because it's just, I don't understand that. It's like they love death. And there's two types of sin on earth. Ones that lead unto death and ones that don't. I do not commit any sins, and even as a heathen, I did a robbery. I did do a robbery. That was a sin that could lead unto death. You break into someone's house, they can take your life and get away with it. They can. I have committed sins unto death. That's about it, though. But other than that, I smoke weed. I smoke cigarettes. I drink a little bit. I cuss a little bit. But I've had sex 3 times in 4 years. That's one thing I try not to do. I pray because I've been single for about 4 years. So I just pray to God to give me a good Christian woman. I haven't found it yet, but I know I will. But try not to fornicate. That is a sin that leads unto death. Adultery. There are moral sins that lead to death in God's eyes. Not just physical death, but the second death. The lake of fire, hell, the lake of fire. Be wary of that. Do not love death. Be wary of being a devil worshiper. Some of y'all know the truth and y'all wish to worship Satan for what y'all believe is a better life. Be wary of that. Because if you truly get his blessing, even with God, what we do for God on earth, we expect God to give us our reward in heaven. Like we don't like nobody works for free. And don't think Satan's going to work for you for free. Eventually, if he truly blesses you, you're going to have to pay him. And the only way is in blood. He's a God of blood, human sacrifice, and death. Remember that. The love of money. I talked about that in the last video. Don't be willing to compromise who you are for money. Because it gets to the point, when you get to Mount Olympus up there with the heathen, everybody has an abundance of money. And one thing you got to remember on earth, especially in America, you could buy lions, you could buy tigers, you could buy bears, you could buy everything except human beings. And they do own human beings in America, but legally you can't buy a human being. That's what they want. If a person could pay you $1 million to take a dump on them, money's nothing to them. Money's everything to us because we're poor. And remember, there's those in poverty, there's the poor, and there's the elite. You could be making 6 figures. That's poor to them. All these elite, they make 6 figures. They make more than that in a couple of days, in a day. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember that. You don't compromise your morals or who you are for anything material. Don't do that. And don't love money. All right, we got about a minute and 14 minutes. I want to talk about demonic possession for a minute, and it being behind what they call mental illness. A lot of them. Not to say some people aren't just mentally ill, but like with me, they say I'm schizophrenic. That's what they say. Even though I don't just talk to myself, I talk to something I cannot see that is there. 3 things, that I talk to They are there. I just can't see them. And I believe a lot of this anxiety, bipolar, all this stuff is demonic possession. And what happens is, hold up. You got something supernatural, and we're physical. We're natural. Spirits don't have a physical body like us. They desire to be in this world and go through what we go through. They take our bodies in order for them to dwell in us. Certain chemical things have to change in our body. And I believe when that happens, that's mental illness, what they call mental illness. And there's a multitude of them. Not to say that everybody mentally ill is demonically possessed, but it could be, on the other hand. But I believe, like what's behind me, everybody wonder, like, how can you be demonically possessed and have the Holy Spirit? What they don't understand is that the spirit, the soul, and the flesh are separate. Like the spirits told me right off whip, we dwell in your flesh. That's where we are at. We're in your flesh. They specified that right off rip. We're in your flesh. I literally felt it come in my body. And it was like energy. I was cleaning up my house. Patio's behind me. It's like it came through the patio. I just felt like waves of energy over my body. And it just settled into my body. About 3 days later, I'm hearing the goddess talk to me. Been hearing the goddess ever since. We're planting seeds, though. Things to think about. Research this. Get books, though. Not just websites and social media posts. Get books. There's whole books written on spirit, on like different things dealing with the spirits. What's wrong with 2020? One thing I like to say, I want to say this. I'm just one person in my life, but I know other people too. Nobody's in my family has committed suicide, overdose, or we don't have any real criminals in my family either. Straight up. A lot of these people in the industry, bro, I don't bring up specific names, but they're losing their kids. It's just very weird. Like, how do you bury your child? That's not natural. You pay attention to the industry, you would think it's natural to bury your child. You're not going to probably bury your child. It's just not natural. There's like, those in the industry, it's like they're being chased by death. It's like Robert Johnson said, he had a hellhound on this trail. It's like they sell their soul, and like they being chased by hellhounds now. They don't even realize it. But there's like an aura right now of death all over the world. 2020's been a great year for me, though. I made a lot of money. I have. Being poor, so I took advantage of that. I'm in college to get to the money, but I'm poor right now. But been a good year for me. Nobody that I know has died of COVID. I know 2 people have got it. Let the Lord had it. Let the Lord, they fine. Let the Lord be with them. But for the industry, it's been a bad year for them. Wonder why. They ain't making no money. They got to turn to social media, cash apps. Come on, bruh. You live a check to check is what it seemed like. Like how you got $500,000 worth of jewelry around your neck, but not one security guard. Come on, bruh. We all food to the wolves, bro. And the world's full of wolves. Feed the wolves, bro. Or you gonna be food. Like the industry is like surrounded in death right now. And struggle. I wonder why. Who knows? The Lord knows. Ask God, Christians. Ask God when you die and you're judged or the rapture happens. Like, what was up with 2020? What happened? Like, what happened? Where are we heading? Because I believe in socialism. I really do. I believe we're heading to socialism. Like universal basic income. I love capitalism. You know, to me, like Jeff Bezos is the objective. To be like him and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Jay-Z, that's the objective. Not through Satan, but off hard work. If you can. If you can do it. Maybe you can't outside of Satan, but get as far as you can with God. I don't want a world where people can just sit on their butt, get high and party all day. And, you know, that messes up progression for the world. Even in heaven, there's going to be work. You know that? They work in heaven, but it's the work your hands never get tired of doing. That's why I'm leaving my job right now. It's just my hands are tired of doing it. I'm at a low rung when it comes to jobs. And that's my fault. People I let in my life and decisions I made. But, you know, since 30, I've been getting everything straight. About 5 years, I have my master's. Hopefully, my life will change. I know it'll change. You know, I know it'll change. But 2020, baby. One thing I want to end with this. I'm 21 minutes in. Always keep a plan. It's nothing spiritual, but this is dropping knowledge to the young folk and people out there. Always have at least a 5-year plan. Always be, never, like, I know a lot of people, they get their degree and that's it, bro. They buy a house, they get a car, add to their house, buy new cars, take care of their kids. Like, bro, entrepreneurship is the key. Tech is very easy to get into. Like one of the things I plan on doing with my money once I get my master's is to get into the tech because I don't want to learn it. I don't have that type of mind, but I know people who do it. I'm willing to pay those people to bring my dreams to life. Always have a 5-year plan for the rest of your life. I don't care. If you're teaching, think about saving up, buying a house, renting it out, getting the real estate, maybe opening a McDonald's, maybe not a McDonald's, a Subway, or a Jimmy John's, something healthy, or a juice bar. You do that. There's so many things. You like coffee? You want to drink coffee? Like I want to get in the coffee business. Like I know people, like got a couple friends start businesses. I'll support them, but tech is the way. Keep a 5-year plan and always be moving forward. If you got one house, be working on the second, third, fourth house. You can rent them out. Entrepreneurship. Don't let a W-2 be your end. You got to be trying. Like if you a plumber, try to be thinking about it. I need to open my own plumbing business and get some plumbers under me. Because I know plumbing. I can teach it. I need to open my own business. It's going to be hard. Especially, maybe not during COVID, but after this. But entrepreneurship. Don't let a 9-to-5 be your end. No. Because most of y'all going to hell anyway. I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to say that to be harsh, but Christians, this is not even our real life. Once you come to Christ, we got a whole great life ahead of us in the future, bro. But a lot of y'all is heathens, bro, straight up. It's like at least go for the bag. I'm just saying, because I know so many people that's working a 9-to-5, maintaining. Like, bro, I'd rather for you to work part-time and go to school. Work part-time, go to truck driving school. Work part-time, learn graphic design. And invest in your future. Then make $20, $30 an hour at a job. And just do that for 30 years. And just retire. You know what I mean? Struggling kind of. You know, don't be... Don't just be a fan. Lose that fan mindset of making people rich. You want people to make you rich. Straight up. That's why I do these YouTube videos, not to be rich, but I have 15 subscribers. Let's say I get 100. I got a whole back catalog they can look at different topics and different stuff. My evolution. I get 1,000. They got a whole back catalog. You can't never give up. You know, I was writing music. I got 6 albums. I'm doing YouTube now. You know, this is like people have made it off of YouTube. There are people who are doing what I'm doing right now, making 6, 7, 8, 9 figures. Not 9 maybe, but 6. There are 8, like 8 figures for sure. Like PewDiePie makes 9. So don't just like working a job be your plan. You want to get to the point where your money's making money. Straight up. If you got a Google stocks $100 a share, buy one a month. Everybody, I can't afford that right now, but if you got like a career, you making over 50 grand a year, you got to start getting into stock, real estate, open a restaurant, something. Some type of business. Like, invest in what you love, though. If you play video games, try to get paid for that. Look up your game you play, see if they pay. There's tournaments. You might have to pay to get in the tournament, but try to get into it. You know, have a plan. Once your money's working for you, you've made it. That's when you made it. Once you can sit at home and your money's just working for you, use your brain. Because that's what I'm sick of doing. I'm sick of making money physically. I'm very intelligent. I want to use my brain to make a whole lot of money. And that's why with college, I'm invested in my future. Don't let people who don't have a degree working a job tell you college don't work. Or people who failed in the industry. Or like if you've been in the industry and you're not making money, that's on you. Straight up. That's on you. Because I wouldn't even join the industry knowing what I signing my masters away, my artwork, all that. I'm not, no. So if you're in the industry and then reap the rewards, don't be a F through B celebrity telling us not to go to college. Straight up. Everybody I know went to college have a great life. Except a couple. Really. Like 2 people I know went to college and went to degrees for something I guess they didn't do no research in. And they're not doing good. I know tons of people went to college and they're living great lives. They're buying houses and motorcycles and stuff like that. And cars, multiple cars and houses. But have a 5-year plan. I'm in 30 minutes in. I want to end it at that. This is another vlog by Ronald Keith Jefferson. Keep your head up. Like, share, subscribe. And I'm out.